Hello, Early Connections friends and families. My name is Samantha Raboin, and I'm a behavioral health consultant here at Early Connections. I work with Shelton, Antlers, and Sand Creek. Today we're going to talk about positive and effective praise with children. So you might be asking yourself, why is that important? Why is it important to give my child positive and effective praise? Praise and encouragement can be used to guide children through those many small steps that it takes to master a new skill, help develop a positive self-image, and to provide the motivation that they need to stay with a difficult task or a long task. With that being said, you might say, what does positive and effective praise even mean? What does that look like? Well, positive and effective praise is specific, appropriate, immediate, enthusiastic, and not combined with put downs. So an example of positive and effective praise would be, you are sitting so quietly in your chair while we wait. Thank you so much for being patient. As opposed to, good job. The child doesn't know what they did a good job for. They don't know what behavior you want to see more of in the future. And they don't know that you're proud of them for a very specific thing that they did. So it's very important to be specific, enthusiastic, appropriate, and immediate. A non-example would be, thank you so much for cleaning your room, but why didn't you do it the first time I asked? That is self-defeating for them, as they tried really hard to complete a task that you preferred them to do, and yet they're still being met with a scold. So it's really important to make sure that you do not combine praise with a put down. You might be thinking, where can I start with my child? So it's really important to start with targeting the behaviors you want to see more of with your specific child. If your child might be impatient or impulsive, then make sure you praise them for when they wait their turn, make a safe choice, or follow through with the task that you asked them to complete. An example would be, I really like how you listened to my words when I asked you to push in your chair. Or thank you for waiting so much. I know it's really hard to wait. We're only going to be 2 more minutes. Some tips to remember when providing positive and effective praise is behavior doesn't have to be perfect to deserve recognition. If a child was able to clean up most of the toys in their room and there's a few left, offer to help them finish. It can be really defeating when a child tries really hard to fulfill a task that you ask them to do and they're still met with disappointment from their parent or anger from their parent. If they were able to stay quiet for 5 minutes, go ahead and praise them for that 5 minutes. If it was 10 minutes that you needed, just make sure that next time you provide them those increments. Thank you for waiting 5 minutes. You're being so patient. Mommy needs 5 more minutes of time to herself before she can play. It praises them for the 5 minutes. It sets them up for success for the next 5 minutes, and it provides you with that time that you need to get something done. Another thing to remember is to encourage children to praise themselves and model for them. So you could say, I'm so proud of myself for finishing the dishes in the sink. I really didn't want to do it, but I finished it and now I can play. You'd be surprised how often children are listening to you when you aren't even talking to them. So if you're able to model that self-praise, then they know that they can be proud of themselves also for doing something that maybe you requested. So just remember, with positive and effective praise, be specific, immediate, appropriate, and enthusiastic. If you stay consistent with this, then the children will most likely have an increase in behaviors that you want to see. Another thing to remember is you cannot spoil a child with praise. It's actually quite the opposite. If you praise them for the positive stuff, those behaviors will encourage. If you give them attention, even if it's negative attention, for a behavior that you don't want to see, or a challenging behavior or a misbehavior, they're still getting attention for that, and they're more likely to continue doing that behavior rather than the positive behavior you'd like to see. A lot of the information I provided you with today is from the Incredible Years program, which you can find online. But if you have any questions, concerns, or would like to know more, please contact our behavioral health department. Our information is on this video. Thank you so much.